I
I
do want
wish
to
I
hear.
could.
I do want to hear your number two.
I don't
I
think
am
you do
gonna.
want to hear it.
No. Here's the deal. I do because if your number one is who I think it is, I'm okay.
Okay.
But I want to hear. I want to hear your two. I have a feeling I know where it's going, but I want to hear it.
Okay. I think we can mend things, buddy. My number two, Danielson for Dallas. I
Okay.
think you covered most of it already, but I think I'm actually kind of going and stepping on Eli's criteria a lot here. But the expectations, like you said, World Cup winner coming in where he wasn't like 80 million years old. I think the expectations were massively high. And to come in, play 600 minutes, get 1 goal, 0 assists as an attacker was massively disappointing. He was on tons of people's lists for worst DPs. Um, so I think consensus is pretty widespread across the league. And I mean, I think you both kind of talked about him already, so I don't really have too much to add there. But yeah, I think he was a huge disappointment.
I'm okay with that. I don't know why you. I don't know why you think I'd be upset with that. Now, if you
I don't
messed
think
up
you'd be
number.
upset with that.
Now, if you messed up number one, we're gonna have an issue.
Could you imagine?
But
I just didn't put this guy on my entire list.
yeah, that'd be tough. Eli, I'll throw it over to you at number. Your number two.
Yeah, so I'd actually like to butt in here, and I'd actually like you to go first, because my number two is guaranteed to be your number ones, but I have a personal vendetta against my number one, so I had to put him number one. So technically, my number two should be the objective number one, but my subjective number one is a certain other player. So I'm gonna let you go first with number two, so I'll leeway into your guys' number one with my number two.
That's really funny because that's the exact reason that I was giving you number two, so that I could lead way into my. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll go two here. So if 6 games in 2 years is bad, what is worse? How about 0 games in your entire time? At number two, I have Anibal Chala from FC Dallas, a left back who was signed for $620,000 in 2017 from El Nacional as a young designated player. And I now agree with Eli. I agree that sometimes the young designated player thing needs to be taken into account, but this is a special occasion. He joined up with the team, and within the first few weeks of preseason, he got a hernia and needed surgery. Missed at least a month, and then the recovery took longer than expected. With Dallas fighting for a playoff spot, it was unlikely that Chala would ever get in the team. So midway through the 2017 season, sent back to Ecuador to get some fitness. While he was there, Dallas started planning all of these transfers like he didn't exist because he wasn't on their roster. So instead of taking him back and trying to get him in 2018, they kept him on loan again to keep that spot open. Then once the season was up, they saw very little future in this left back and sold him back to Kyoto for an undisclosed fee. So $620,000 transfer, $333,000 a year in salary, not paid by them while he was on loan, but that was the plan. 2 years straight of loan moves, 1 injury, 0 total games played for FC Dallas. It's got to be one of the biggest failed DP moves in MLS history. I mean, yeah, there was injuries and stuff put into it, but bringing him in for paying a fee and then never play, like 0 games, massively biggest fail.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. I considered putting this person as like one of my honorable mentions, but then I was like, I had 0 expectations for this guy. And maybe I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what my expectations were heading into it, but like looking back at him, I was like, when did I ever expect this guy to be a big player?
Mm-hmm.
And I really tried to stick with the big names, which segues into my number two. I talked about the added weight and pressure of being a Mexican international coming into MLS and being a DP. And I'm actually not going to say anything else because I want you, Andrew, as a Red Bull fan, to talk about him and give your whole spiel about him. But yeah, I mean, Marquez, I mean, come on.
Yeah. How much time do you still have? Because I've got hours.
I don't have that much time, but I do need to run and get a package from my door. But I'm going to let you pop off while I do that. But all the reasons why I have Marquez at 2 is why you guys should have him at number 1. I just have a personal vendetta against my number 1. So
I love that.
I'll be right back.
Go on. You do that. Connor's heard.
While he does that, I have something to say for you, and I know you didn't ask for my opinion. I know you didn't ask. I know you don't care, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I feel like it's harsh to put Chala on the list at all, let alone at number 2. I get that it's a bad designated player move, But that's on the front office. The front office messed that up.
Whoa,
They
whoa,
shouldn't
whoa,
have bought
whoa,
him.
whoa, whoa.
But he
You're
never
gonna
played a
blame
single.
front- no,
He
no,
never
you're
played a
gonna blame-
single minute.
You're gonna blame front office on mine and then play ignorant and blissfully ignorant on Matthias Pellegrini. Not a shot. Not a shot. Are you getting away with that?
No. So the
chance.
issue is that he never played. He never played a
don't
minute.
backpedal on
He
me
could have
now.
been. He could have been the best left back in the entire league, but we wouldn't know. He never played a minute.
Matthias Pellegrini could have been the best left winger. We couldn't tell because he kept having to be loaned out because
he
they
played
had
1,000
no
minutes
room
for them that
him.
season.
Oh
He played
my God.
1,000 minutes. This guy
You
played
are
0.
out. You're out of your mind. You are so out of pocket. I can't wait to come back to Long Island and beat you.
I get it. Dallas just took
Unreal.
620,000 and just burned it. I get that, but we don't even know how good he would be. He never played. I feel like it's harsh to judge a guy who's never played.
Unreal.
This is great.